Evening, everyone. Hopefully you can ignore the dogs barking in the background and the cars driving by and things like that. And I do have a few other videos still to post from the vacation and stuff, but I have another thought that I wanted to share with you guys, kind of an update too on how the vacation went, things like that as well. Well, while we were at vacation, as most of you know, I mentioned that we were going to take the motor home, and as far as costs and stuff, it would help a lot, and it did. We lived off of sandwiches pretty much the entire week. We maybe ate out a couple of times, 2 times the whole week. Or we didn't eat lunch or, something like that. We just ate once or twice. So we saved on food costs. But also we saved about half of what we would spend on hotel rooms or anything like that. We saved by just, renting $20 here and there a night at a campsite. Well, the first night we actually ended up wasting $10 because we went to one place on one campsite on Mount Magazine, and they didn't have, electric or water hookups, which we thought we were going to be fine because we had the generator. Well, lo and behold, the generator went out on us. Needless to say, it was very, very hot and very uncomfortable. And Kirk went and talked to some of the people that were camping nearby, and they were just in little old tents. They didn't have any air conditioning at all themselves. And, well, we found out where they had another campsite on Mount Magazine that had the electric hookups and everything, and we were going to head over there. Well, Kirk couldn't really find it. He was having a time finding it, so we went to where the park rangers and stuff would be, and where you could get the information. He thought maybe there'd be a map or something. And they were closed for the night. It was almost 10 o'clock and everything. And so, well, we ended up finding out where it was at and finding it, and we drove over there, and we found a spot, and we were just going to pay for, the 2 nights there in Paris, that next morning. Well, he couldn't hook up because there was a padlock on it, so we had to go back to the tourist information place or whatever they call it and get hold of the park ranger. Well, he got his attention and he got hold of him, and he said that it was kind of weird that there was a padlock on it, that it shouldn't have been a padlock. And he asked my husband too, if we had a reservation or anything. We didn't, but it turned out we were concerned. I was a little bit concerned anyway, because we were going through all this, our first night on vacation even. And while Kirk was taking care of that, I said, well, Cheyenne, I said, you want to pray with Mommy? So she and I held hands, bowed our heads, and we prayed. We prayed that God would give Kirk the wisdom when things like this came up, and that he would be with us during the week of our vacation, and all this stuff. And he ended up answering our prayers, needless to say, because shortly after that, the gentleman told us that there was a spot available at number 5. I think was the number. We went back over there, and we were fine. We were able to have our hookup for water and electricity, and things like that. So we were able to have some air conditioning and was able to sleep comfortably. Throughout the week, though, well, it wasn't a whole week, I don't think. It was maybe 5 days or something like that. Anyways, we only had showers a couple of times. I think it was Wednesday and then also Saturday when we had the meetup that we took some decent showers. I know some of y'all are saying, ooh, I couldn't do that. But it wasn't a big deal. I mean, we were camping 90% of the time anyway, except for going to church on Wednesday and then, going to the meetup and heading home on Saturday. But I was thinking about it one evening that as hot as it was, most of the time it was very uncomfortable because it was so hot. Either, in Paris and Oklahoma as well. Just living off of sandwiches and things like that, it was really difficult at times for me. But it was kind of a humbling thought that with all of that, not staying in a cozy hotel room with air conditioning and decent showers and stuff like that, not going out to eat at fancy restaurants or whatever, like we typically would do when we go to travel. Sorry for all the itching. The bugs are bugging me. But the humbling thought was, with all of that, we still had more than some people do. Through that whole week, we still had more than some people do. And I don't think it was any coincidence either that later when we got home, I was watching Touched by an Angel. And the story was that she had started to become very prideful. And she was sent to help this man who was a homeless man. He lived in his van. And near the end of the show and stuff, she had to admit to the guy that she had been thinking in her heart, what he must have done. What could he have done to put himself in this situation, And if we're perfectly honest, I think when we see homeless men and women out in the streets and stuff, we probably think that a lot of times, in our minds, well, I wonder what they did, to be stuck out in the streets, or, well, I bet they're just a druggie or an alcoholic or a prostitute or something, If we're really honest, these thoughts do